does affect me a lot, because when I come back from training, I finish around like 8:30, and then since it's winter, it gets dark quickly, so I have to cut through corners and like go through alleyways. So all you see, there's groups of people selling drugs, smoking weed, doing all of those things, and I'm scared that if I like do any like a small thing that's wrong, I feel like that I might get stabbed, or that, yeah.
You step outside, you risk your life. You take a drink of water, you risk your life. And nowadays you breathe and you risk your life. Every moment now, you don't have a choice. The only thing you can choose is what you're risking it for. Now I can make these people feel better and hang on
My
a
name's
little bit
Godson.
longer.
What school do you go to?
I go to Harris Academy, man.
What do you feel like that? What do you feel? Do you feel happy there or like upset there?
It's a nice environment. I feel safe, protected. Yeah.
Why do you feel safe and protected?
Because there's many teachers around. I know something can't happen to me. There's no weapons allowed inside the school. No, nothing bad. So I feel protected inside the school more than outside the school.
My name's Sarah. And my name's Stephanie. And we're here with
Carol Humans, Youth Centres Manager for Phipsbridge and Pollards Hill Youth Centre in Merton Youth Service.
Okay, Carol, we're going to ask you a few questions about knife crime.
Okay.
So, do you feel like youth club is a good place to keep kids out of the streets, and why?
I most certainly do, because after school, a lot of young people don't really have anything to do, or if they go home, sometimes parents have to work and so forth, you know, or they want that. How can I say it now? They want something to do in between time, yeah. So when they come to the youth centre, well, I can talk to you about this youth centre and the one in Phipsbridge. When they come to our youth centres, they can do homework clubs, they can do lots of different sports, they can do arts and crafts, they can do cooking, they can do music productions. We have so many different groups as well coming in to speak to young people. We also have discussions and debates about issues that affect young people, and you know, any topic that young people want to talk about. So you know, I think these places are positive. Youth centres are positive places for young people to be, and it's a lot of positive activities that do go on within youth centres, and it's not widely known. So I think it needs to be out there more. You know, youth centres are fantastic.
Definitely, I think it's it's a place where young people come and make it their own home. So when you're at home, it's your house, but it's like your mum's house too, it's your dad's house too, and they have different rules. And this is a place where you can come and you can have your input, and you can come and do all different types of activities. You can come, grow, have fun before you go home. So it's an important place, man. Back then, it was a lot different to this generation. Whereas this generation, you guys are more absorbed by social media and the internet. But we enjoyed our time growing up. So it's like we had our childhood, so we do normal things like ride our bikes, do interactive activities, like go on trips with the youth club, we'll go like Fort Park, go to Guildford, we'll have social groups, they'll bring like people to talk to us about behaviour and stuff like that. So it was really good growing up here. It was a blessing. It helped me as a person grow up more.
So you told me about back in your days when you guys used to fight off by dancing. How do you think my youth would fight off without using guns or knives?
In exactly the same way. Talent. Challenge each other with talent. Do you understand? And this is what upsets me, because a lot of the YouTube videos and the drill music, they don't understand how talented they are. If only they could turn that into a positive, then you could easily, back in the day, I could talk mad dirt about you. I could say, listen, he's rubbish. And all we're gonna do is dance off, and then you're gonna go, see, I wasn't rubbish. But you prepared to beat me. So the difference is now is that we're, as young people, are now preparing to kill each other. which is the difference. So for me, talent challenges. So if you're an MC, if you're a poet, if you make music, be the best you can, and if there's an open challenge, deal with the challenge. Do you understand? That's what needs to be normalized. Not the fact that, oh, you made a YouTube video on your iPhone saying that you're gonna come down my ends. Now I've got to do another one telling you that I'm already in your end. It doesn't make sense. It promotes conflict. Whereas the era that I came out of, it needed that change because it was so violent. And it changed, and get this for the cameras, it changed overnight. Overnight. The year didn't go, when hip hop launched, you know this, when hip hop launched, it didn't take 1 year for violence to stop. It happened overnight.
In the UK, knife crime is spreading like a zombie virus, taking over our nation according to our mainstream media. From the year 2017 to March 2018, 40,000 knife crime incidents have been recorded in the UK and Wales alone. These causes may be due to, firstly, the 15% of police cuts on the streets of the UK and Wales. Secondly, the government austerity agenda, where we have seen a 36% decrease towards London's youth services. This led to budget cuts, job losses, and the closing of many youth centres and PRUs, which stands for Pupil Referral Units for those who don't know. Now, it is imperative that our local authorities invest time and money towards our young people in order to re-engage them into extra activities, programs and training in and after school, focusing on our young people on a holistic level, to allow the numbers of stabbings and deaths of our young people to decrease on our UK streets.
I remember going to breakdance competitions on my own in areas where I previously had issues. And I just turned up because I knew that I was safe. What are you gonna do? We're gonna dance? And that's all we did. If I met you and you bumped me, well, I'm gonna do a move. And then you're gonna go, that's safe, see you soon. And then he goes home, practices, and then when we meet again, he goes, look, I told you I was better than you. And then I accept that and move on. Now the conflict is, it perpetuates too easily. It starts over nothing. Even the whole introduction of the whole postcode thing, in my opinion, was introduced at a level that was higher than the streets. It was introduced at a level where scientifically you knew that if you pour that into popular culture, you're gonna get these results. Because when somebody feels territorial about an area that they don't even own or belong to, most of the areas, and they're willing to die for it and it becomes their number one belief and value, the job's done. Add a bit of music to that, somebody's killing you because you walked over the side on that side of the road. And the wildest thing is that if you connect all those families together, those roads actually interlink. You know someone on that road. You went to school with them. You understand? Your cousin lives over. So the whole notion of fighting for your postcode or your ends has got to be something. It sounds simple, but it's skillful.
Have you ever witnessed or been a victim of gun and knife crime, and has it ever impacted you in any way?
I've never been a victim of gun or knife crime. The first time I ever saw a gun was when I was on holiday, but I've never been a victim of gun or knife crime. I have witnessed knife crime, at least, and had to deal with the after effects. And it's devastating, you know, and it's something that you never forget. But you see, when gun and knife crime happens, you know, if someone is shot or stabbed, it's not only them that suffers, their family, everybody who loves and cares about them suffers. And then also, the perpetrator, if they're caught, it's not just them that serves the sentence, their family, everybody who loves and cares about them, so it's a vicious cycle. And you know, that's not spoken about enough, because if someone is stabbed, they'll get the attention in hospital, but their friends and their family, I don't really think there's much out there for the effects of the gun or knife crime. There's not much help out there for other people like the family or the friends and so forth, and that also needs to be looked into, because there are a lot of young people who have witnessed gun and knife crime and they don't know where to turn. So, that's something that also needs to be looked into.
So, I've witnessed knife crime. Not too long ago actually, I found a young person that had been stabbed. I think one of the interesting things is how we deal with those situations where it's become quite normal to see stuff like that. Maybe the reaction... Yeah, maybe the reaction wasn't what everybody expects it to be. I was quite surprised how the young person dealt with it. They were quite fine. They were angry, of course, with what happened, but they weren't shocked or too distressed with the injury that they had sustained. For me, I think the most troubling thing throughout that whole situation was just kind of how normal the young person thought it was going to be. That this stuff kind of happens. And when I was talking to them and we were waiting for them to get help, I think the only thing that was really going through their mind was more about their image and possibly revenge. So yeah, I've seen that. I remember when I was younger being pulled over by the armed police, which was,
I'm 13.
So I was 13, I was 13, around your age at the time. We were just walking through my estate where I lived at the time, and we came through the alleyway and all these cars pulled up and they jumped out with their guns and their barking dogs. And we got down on the ground and they patted us down. So our song reported young people walking around with weapons. And once again, at that time we thought it was very funny. But as we know, whenever certain people get stopped by the police, especially armed police, the consequences don't always end up the way that it did with us. So I think the biggest issue is just how normal we think this kind of stuff is.
Well, my friend has, unfortunately, he passed away. He used to come to this youth club. So he died like 2 years ago, but he got stabbed, unfortunately. But I've been in a situation where one of our other friends passed away. So grew up in this area, so Norbury. Loads of us used to be in this youth club, but some of us went up, some of us went down, but a lot of people just went their ways. So grew up in an area of people thinking a lifestyle that wasn't real, around bad people. So I've seen things that like a young person shouldn't see. So it's a lot, but it wasn't the best of things growing up.
Has it ever impacted you in any way?
Do you know what, growing up, I say it has. I went to a boys' school, so I went to a boys' school in Fulton Heath, Sellers High School for boys, so the school was chaotic. So growing up from like year 7 to year 11, what I saw was just a chaotic environment. So whatever you're around is either you're positive or negative, but that turned into negative because I saw the older years how they're behaving. So it was like I had to just adjust to what they were doing. They kind of like made me learn the behavioural stuff that they were doing. So from that, it was a bit more or less, didn't know myself until I turned 16. I kind of had to find myself. Life gave me a reality check until I started realising who I was. And that was because someone passed away that was close to me at the same event that I went to. And I was there, so that was the first time I witnessed death. And it was a shock to me because no one expected that to happen. But everyone had the fault to blame because you could think that it's your fault, but you have to be grateful. It made me realise that life's too short, kind of thing.